Hi everybody, it's Janelle. I just wanted to show you really quickly, how I build a lesson in Google Classroom because it seems really connected to what we talked about in our professional development with Brian today. A lot of things overlap, and there's a few shortcuts that you can take inside of Google Classroom if that's what you're using already. So let's get started. I'm going to look up my class right now. So let me get in here. I'm going to go onto my classwork page, and I want to create a new document, an assignment for them. And I'm going to be creating an assignment for my students. I want them to do an independent newspaper reading, pick their own newspaper article, and then write about it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have the website that I want to use, or I want them to use, already open. So I want them to go to Voice of America. So I'm going to go up here and copy the link for them, go into Google Classroom, and I'm going to add this as a link. Go, paste it right in here. Okay, so now all they need to do is click on this and it'll open up Voice of America for them. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to give my assignment a title. So I'm going to call it Read. Choose your own article. Okay, I've learned this through trial and error. I do not put any instructions inside of the instructions box. The only instruction I write to my students is, please open the attached Google Doc and complete your assignment. So in this case, this assignment is going to be worth 150 points. So for me in my program, I need to tell them that. Here we go. Okay, so my next step is that I always create the Google Doc that I want them to write in for them, because I'm just trying to streamline their process and like not give them any excuse to why they can't do their independent work, basically. So I'm going to create that document for them here. This is one of my favorite parts about Google Classroom. If you already know this, I'm sorry. I figured this out a couple months ago. So right now, this document is already saved in my Google Docs because it's linked to my Google Classroom. So this document that I'm making right now is in my Google Docs, and I have this option. Either my students can view this one document but not alter it, but I don't like that because I want them to each be able to write. So I'm going to click on make a copy for each student. Okay, so right now I have 9 students in my class. So it's already made 9 copies, and it's gone into each of their little classrooms, and it's saved in their Google Docs also. So that's all I needed to do, was just say make a copy for each student. And then I'm going to click on this document. Right now it's blank. I haven't put anything in it yet. And anytime I come in here as a teacher and I click on this document, it's going to open up the original. So in other words, the template document. So right now I have the template open. I don't need to make a separate template. It's just ready to go. And I'm going to get a couple things ready. So I'm going to pause the video and then I'll jump back in a second. Okay, so I've taken a few minutes to build my Google Doc up. And this is inside of my Google Doc template. So in this Google Doc is where I put all of my instructions. And I like to put the instructions in the document where I want them to write, so that they don't need to flip back and forth between pages. They can just follow along in the Google Doc step by step. I break my instructions down into steps. It's just the way I like to do it. And then I like to add a lot of tables in to keep the formatting the way that I like to look at it. And so here you can see I've built in a vocabulary table. So they're going to enter in their words here. I've added a little bit of grammar in here. And then anytime I want them to write, I will also make a table here as a big box so that they'll write in this box. And I found that helps keep the formatting you know, I don't know what happens with everybody, but it helps keep the formatting really uniform, and it helps keep the sizing and the bold and the colors just like, you know, real basic, so that I don't end up with huge font from them or crazy colors or everything in bold. So my lesson looks like this, 150 points. So I need something that's going to take them about an hour and a half to do. They need to go and choose an article that they want to read from the website, from the News Voice of America website. As a second step, they're going to choose 5 vocabulary words that they want to remember from the article and write a sentence about their life. And I always give that instruction to keep them from just copying and pasting and plagiarizing sentences directly out of the article. So I want to see a sentence with the word about them and their experience. The next step is connected to the grammar that we've been working on in class. We've been doing some word plus preposition combinations. So I want to have them summarize the article that they read, but I want them to use these combinations in their paragraph. And again, that's going to really help with plagiarism, because these combinations don't exist in the article. So they need to do that critical thinking step and summarize and really be writing their own summary. So again, I've made the box here where I want them to write their summary. I generally make the box about as big as I want the summary to be long, to encourage them to fill that box up. And then as a fourth step, I'm going to call it critical thinking for today. I want them to write a little bit shorter paragraph, and talk about basically why they chose this article and how it's connected to their life. And for that, I'm going to give them a second set of grammar, some connector phrases that we've been practicing in class, and give them the freedom to pick and choose whatever they want to use and what fits best for them in that paragraph. So that's about it for this assignment. So right now I'm finished in the template. I want to just finish up this assignment and publish it so that they can start working on it. So I'm going to go back to my classroom page. Here we go. So I did change the title to make it sound a little more academic. This is not the right one. Let's see. Let me go back here. There we go. I'm glad I looked at that title. Okay, so I want them to do Read the News, Voice of America. There we go. Okay, so I changed the title, Read the News, Voice of America. Here's their basic instruction to just open up this Google Doc and to click on the Voice of America link. I've got 1 copy for each student. I did forget to title this. That's okay. I've got a title on the page. If you just click up here, it's going to automatically transfer that. Okay, so my Google Doc is titled for them. That's all set to go. I've set it for 150 points. I have my due date, so I want them to finish this on Monday by midnight. And then my topic, I want this to publish under Monday. So I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to go to Monday. I guess it doesn't exist yet. Monday, January 25th, 2021. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to assign this to them. There we go. Okay, so here we go. It's right in my classroom. It builds that day in for me. So now, as of right now, they can look at Monday. I know it's going to freak them out because it's only Friday now and I've already posted their Monday homework. But maybe they want to start working on it over the weekend. That's okay with me. So I've got Monday. Here's their homework all ready to go. I want to show you one more really awesome part that I've figured out, again, through trial and error. On Monday, I might want to have them do a free write in class. And instead of having them write in their notebook or write in a Google Doc, I'm going to plug that free write into Google Classroom. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did to build a homework assignment. I'm going to click on assignment. I'm going to say, I like to say in-class assignment for them so that they can differentiate. And I'm going to call it free write. 125, here we go, 21. There we go. Again, please open the attached Google Doc. And I'm going to create a Google Doc for everybody. So I'm going to make a copy for each student. In this case, I'm not giving them any points because they're already in class. So it's going to be ungraded. I have a couple students that have dropped the class, so I'm going to remove them so that they don't get that notification. Okay, again, I'm going to say Monday the 25th, and the topic is going to be Monday the 25th. Okay, so I'm going to open this up just for a second. I'm going to title it for them. Here we go. I want a title saved up here. Okay, so this is how this is going to be saved in their Google Doc because I've automatically created a copy for everybody. And I like this way because I know the title of it because I created the title. So when they're looking in their Google Docs and saying that they can't find it, I can tell them that they can because I know the title and I know for sure that it's there. Okay, so I'm going to close this out and I'm going to show you my favorite part about this. Okay, so my FreeWrite document is ready to go. I'm going to assign it, and that puts it into Google Classroom so that students can look at it now. There we go. Okay, so if I go to Monday, I can see this here in class assignment. They're FreeWrite. So when we are in class together in Zoom, I will ask them to come into Google Classroom and click on this and open up this document. And then it's going to automatically open for them, and that's where they're going to do their FreeWrite. So the cool part is that because I'm the teacher, in Google Classroom I have a grades page. Okay, there we go. So this brings me to my big grades page. It shows me all my assignments, and then it shows me all my students. So what I can do, this is my favorite part, in class, for this in-class FreeWrite assignment, I can click on this assignment and I can go student by student and say view submission. Okay, so this brings me into one of my students, Amy's file here. In class, for the 10 minutes that I want them writing, I can watch her writing here, real time. And if I want to switch around and look at somebody else, I go from Amy to Noga, super easy. See her writing, I can go from Noga to Wei Ping. So this is really easy. Sometimes it does give me this error page and I just need to refresh the page and it's fine again. So this is really an awesome kind of hack where I can look at them writing real time. I also use this anytime I give them a test so that I can be proctoring them basically in class. And make sure that they're not, copying. They never do this, but that they're not copying and pasting text from somewhere else on the internet. So I can actually see their cursor moving, just the same as in a Google Doc, because this is a Google Doc. So it's saved both in Google Classroom and in their Google Docs at the same time. So that's really cool. I can add comments to them here, real time, but I can also write directly in the document at the same time that they're writing in the document because I'm the teacher. I think that is about it. I'm going to close this out. Go back a step here. So again, here's my grades page where I can do this. And again, the way that I access that is by going to the person, clicking on the 3 dots and saying view submission. And that brings me to that live page. Now in the evenings when I want to do correcting, it's possible that I go into a document and a student's actually working on it, at 11:30 at night. And usually when that happens, I'll see them writing in real time and I'll just jump back out of the document, kind of give them privacy and space to finish their homework. And then I'll come back and look at it later after they've submitted it. That's about it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm really excited about Google Classroom. It's an awesome tool and even cooler that it's free. Okay, have a good weekend. Bye, folks.